So, Bocchi the Rock was kind of the dark horse of the 2022 fall anime season. And it was more unexpected than the night, which the amount of hype this anime got was definitely well deserved. Because in fact, it was literally going up against anime titles such as Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho, Spy Family Part 2, that one football anime that was a little bit overrated. And somehow, you know, despite all these really heavy hitters of anime, it still managed to, you know, carve its way in and somehow literally get lots of the anime community somehow talking about this anime. And not only was the anime just amazing, the attention to detail in the anime with small little things and even some of the bigger things was really, really good. So, in the episode 12 performance of whatever the hell that song is called, because I completely forgot, not only can you see the chords that they are playing, you can also see Bocchi actually using a wah pedal effect, which is a little thing that they put on the floor. It would also make Kurt coming from Metallica very, very happy. You can also see that Rio is using slap bass, and also all the hands and arm movements are actually synced to the music, which they could have probably, you know, if they were lazy, played it off and just basically had music constantly playing and then maybe just doing this constantly. That could have worked, but also they put in the time to actually put in the actual details of the hand and arm movements, which is really cool. And also, when Bocchi does her leads, you can actually see her bend her strings and also do something called hammer-ons, which is where they move the finger like this onto it to make a nice sound on the guitar. And also, when Bocchi actually breaks her string, she actually turns off her guitar. On the floor, she has an effect, like an effects board, and she clicks something and to turn it off. So that way there's no more signal actually going to her amp to not make any unwanted noise. And also when eventually she does turn it back on, you can actually hear it in the anime where her guitar actually starts playing. So the next performance we have is when they perform the song That Band, which is actually a really cool song. Now just before it, we also have Bocchi's guitar solo, and you can see, well, you know, she actually steps on a pedal, which I think could be a boost pedal, which makes it sound louder and does some cool stuff. And then also we see the solo happen. Then eventually we get the small little scene of somebody pulling this thing down. That seems to be the audio engineer pulling down a slider to make it all sync back together with all the sounds, which is really, really cool that they added that detail. Also, like, unlike in other TV shows, when they have a drummer character, they just make him just do like the most random of movements and sync it and then add like a drum beat over it. But you can actually see when Nijika is actually doing, you know, hitting, you know, certain cymbals and certain parts of the drum. Also, I want to see what happens when Kesako Band starts introducing blast beats, because that'll be cool. And now, like, the final performance I'm going to mention in this video is when they perform the song Guitar, Loneliness and Blue Planet for their whole audition, which, by the way, is my favourite song. Hey Gintuki, which one is your favourite song from Bocchi the Rock? Nice choice. So anyway, some of the details here is also including Ryo tuning her bass guitar, which is actually a pretty cool detail. And then also Bocchi's lead part actually looks very, very, very well done. And also the part where it zooms it when we see Kita actually playing and singing, you can see her actually changing the guitar chords she is playing. Now, a few small random other details I'd like to mention is also all the places in Bocchi the Rock are actually based off, well, in real life places in the place called Shimiko Kitaza. I'll put the name up over here, you can see it. Another fun fact I learned is also all the characters in Bocchi, all the band members in Bocchi the Rock are actually named after band members from Asian generation, which is pretty cool. So, Bocchi the Rock is a really, really great anime with lots of really interesting and really cool details that they added in, which they didn't really have to add in, but you know, it's really, really cool and nice to see they actually added all these really nice details in. But anyways, if you want to see what I think of the Bocchi the Rock anime, click on my review here.